It's tea time. Cheers. I am Patricia Moore and I come on here week to spill my tea. My tea is my testimony, my transparency. It's me sharing the good news as I build my relationship with Christ, and I want to share it with you in hopes that it will inspire you and motivate you to want to build your own relationship with Christ. If it's weak, for you to strengthen your relationship with Christ, for you to get to know him for yourself. What are we talking about this week? All right. The subject is called heart condition versus mindset. I know today we really talk about mental health. We talk about our minds, but let's dig into the heart, because as I was studying, some things dawned on me and I want to share with you. And you know, I always got to start with my research. So in my Bible, in this big old book right here, you see this? Heart starts right here. And it goes on and on and on. It shows me all the scriptures that pertain to heart. Heart is cited almost more than 800 times in the King James Version. The heart, as it is referenced, is the locus of physical and spiritual being and represents the central wisdom of feeling, as opposed to the head, which is known as wisdom of reason. More into the research. When you think about the human heart from a physical perspective, the heart is central to life. Your entire life is a byproduct of a beating heart. One of the ways they check to see if you're still alive is by checking your pulse, which is proof and evidence that your heart is still beating. To put it another way, if your heart goes, you go. And when the heart stops, you stop. Here's a quote. The mind typically refers to the part of a human that controls the intellect, reason, and thought. So you got heart versus mind. Heart talks about the feelings, emotions. But when we get to the mind, we talk about intellect, reason, and thoughts. But what are those thoughts made up of? Where does our reasoning come from? Well, when I looked in that big old book, the word mind is mentioned about 96 times versus 800 times in the King James Version. What did that tell me? From my basic understanding, because I will not know the full extent of God's understanding, but from my hermeneutics, the heart is really important. Our behavior, our decisions, our reasoning, how we respond flows from the heart. If you ever think about it, you can tell your mind all day long, I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to do this. You can tell yourself, you can speak that. But how many of us know if it's in our heart, then that's how we'll react to a situation. For instance, say there's a bill and you say, I'm not going to worry about that bill. But as soon as you get a ding from your email or a notification, a bill comes up, you start to worry. Why? Because it's still in your heart. I don't care how many times you speak to your mind. If it's in your heart, that's how you respond. That's how you behave. Think about petty. You can say, I'm not going to be petty. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to respond that way. You won't get my clap back. But then somebody comes to you, challenges you, or you see something, and the first thing you do is to react in a petty way. It's in your heart. We have to know that what is in our heart tells our mind. It controls our mind. You may not agree, but I want you to try it. I want you to research it, and I want you to learn for yourself. Because I've been tried and true, and I've been going through this journey, and I'm only sharing with you for you to go back and to think about this stuff. What does it say? Believing starts here. God speaks 800 times from the heart. It says, but if our faith ends with the beliefs of the mind, if it ends with the belief of the mind, that is not saving faith. That's James 2:19. You believe that there is one God. Good. Even the demons believe that and shudder. In other words, Satan believes the truth about God in his mind, but he does not live for God. He does not trust God. Satan knows about God. He even has a basic understanding, but God isn't in his heart, is what it's basically trying to say. It's good to know something in your mind, but what is in your heart? It says every choice you make, as I said, every decision, everything we do flows from our heart. This is why the Bible gives us these scriptures. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. That's Proverbs 4:23. As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart. Proverbs 27:19. A good person produces good things from the treasury of a good heart. An evil person produces evil things from the treasury of an evil heart. What you says flows from what is in your heart. Luke 6:45. Listen, I don't care what nobody tells you. I don't care what you try to make your mindset, all of this stuff. I believe that we can train, we can heal the mind if we can heal our hearts. If we can say, oh Lord, search our hearts. Every single day I'm like, Lord, search my heart. Give me a new heart. Purify my heart. Examine my heart. Because if there's anything in there that's evil or wicked, it's going to flow out of me because it's going to tell my mind what to do. Have you ever seen someone and they say one thing and they behave another way? Because it's flowing from their heart. Check their heart condition. A lot of us need a transplant. We need a new heart. We need God to search it. I'm going to leave you with this, a quote. Walter Hilton goes on in his writing to make this application. Follow after him somewhat if you can. For even though you are imprisoned within the walls of your bodily dwelling, nevertheless in your heart, where the place of love is, you may be enabled to have part of such a love towards your fellow Christian. Love, generosity, concern, empathy, all the things that Christ is, he speaks to the heart. And sometimes I always pray, Lord, I want someone else to experience or walk in my shoes, and allow me to walk in their shoes so I can have the empathy and the love that you have for us. So I can experience what their heart is experiencing, so I will know how to pray for them, so I will know how to understand them. It's not just what we say. Watch how they behave. Watch what they really do. Look at their fruit. Because it's coming from the heart, y'all. We got to check our heart. All right. Cheers.